This is the Albuquerque Business Podcast with your host, Jason Rigby. Each week, we interview leading local business leaders to inspire the vision and spirit that is in every entrepreneur, discussing strengths, weakness, strategies, systems, and the problems we can all solve together to fulfill a shared vision of a new future for Albuquerque.
Hello and welcome to the Albuquerque Business Podcast. Today we have a very special guest. I'm super excited about it. We're going to be mainly talking to women today, but men, don't turn out. I want all you guys. We're going to get into fitness. We're going to get into health. We're going to get into empowering. We're going to get into self-discipline. So I think it'll be a great show for each of you. I want to thank 99.9 The Beat FM, our sponsor. I really appreciate them. If you are a business in the Albuquerque area, please stream it in your business. It's old school hip hop and today's R&B. It's great for your customers. And also I want to thank DukecityMarketing.com. That's www.DukecityMarketing.com. If you're looking for local SEO or you're looking for Snapchat ads, Instagram story ads, maybe you want to have a bigger presence with Google, then let us know. You can go to www.DukecityMarketing.com. Well, today in the studio, I have Jamara. Hey, Jamara.
Hi there. How are you?
Good. And I want to kind of get into a little bit. First of all, let's get in. You're kind of an influencer on Instagram, especially here in the fitness area in Albuquerque. So so right off the bat, so we can get women that are on there to follow you, what's your Instagram?
So my Instagram is jamara.sadee. So it's SADEE. That's it.
Oh, okay, cool. And what do you call yourself? Like, are you a fitness model? Do you do, exactly what?
So I've been a little between it, but I would consider myself a fitness model because like the muscles and then of course the modeling part because I do a lot of stuff. So not just like print, but like runway and then of course the fitness competitions. So it's a bunch. I feel like it all correlates.
Right. Yeah, no, I saw the pictures of you at the fitness competition.
Yeah,
that's like really
super.
That seems like I can't imagine just the present like having to get like the dieting and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's almost like fighters cutting weight. Yeah,
is
it the same?
Super. I mean, maybe not that extreme, but you definitely got to change your whole diet in order to obtain that image you need for the stage. So that was a big old challenge for me because I like sweets.
Oh yeah, that's don't we all?
Yes.
Yeah, I had last night. Somebody had left at my place. They left those jalapeno. You can't just pop ones of poppers.
Yeah.
What's those Pringles?
Pringles. Okay.
Yeah, and I don't eat none of that stuff.
No?
I really try not because I'm old, so I can't have any of that.
It.
And so, but there was like that many in the bottom.
I know, and I'm that person. Like if at work or something, if they bring food, like I'm all over it. I go back for seconds. Like it's bad.
That's funny. So if they go on your Instagram and they're going to see you in competitions. They're going to see you. You post a lot to your stories.
Yeah, it's mostly just I guess about just my modeling. I guess I have 2 pages. So I have a personal one that's more so fitness, and that's Mara_G1. But I don't know, that's kind of fun. And then my modeling one, I post a lot of my work. So anything that I've gotten published, any type of promotions I've ever done, just it's basically a portfolio for me.
Are you from here originally, from Albuquerque?
I am. Albuquerque, New Mexico, yes.
Oh, cool. Perfect. Mm-hmm. So did your family move here? Like, was it a job related?
Yeah, the military. So
okay.
Seems like they came from the East Coast. My granddad's from Maine, I believe. He came to New Mexico through the Army. So,
okay.
And then my dad also, he was like from Washington, and he came here through the Army as well.
Washington State or Washington,
D.C., sorry.
D.C.?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm from Washington State. That's
nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's why I was going to get into that. But, so you came here, you were raised here, you went to high school here?
Yeah, so Cibola and Volcano Vista.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah,
but I graduated from Volcano.
So like west side.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. I didn't realize that when I first got here. Like there's a whole, like, so I'm a foreigner, and I come here. So like the west side looks like.
It's super big and spread out.
Yeah, but it looks like it's got like a Costco and a mall and a BJ's restaurant, which we have up in Seattle. So I'm like, perfect, I need to live on the west side. But then you realize
everything's on the East too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like
it's like
everything
30-minute drive.
Yeah.
To
And then the
everything.
traffic is like,
It's insane.
yeah, horrific. So yeah, it's crazy. But so let's get into a little bit about, before we get into the fitness side of things, let's get into the modeling side. Because I know there's lots of questions here. And I've had people DM me about this to ask you, what in Albuquerque, because it's kind of a smaller town, you know, it's not like LA or Miami or anything. So what do you have to do to promote yourself here in Albuquerque?
So for me, that was always my question in the beginning, because it was always kind of my dream to just want to do modeling. And of course, being in New Mexico, you're just like, where, you know? So I actually, one day I was just on Instagram, and this girl I knew from school, she had taken some pictures, and they were just nice pictures. And I went to that photographer's page, and I messaged him, and he was super, like, really nice and inviting, and like was like, hey, I'll take pictures of you, and and I was like, okay. And I brought my best friend. So after that was just me reaching out. That was me taking a leap, in my opinion. So I met up with him with my best friend, of course, trying to be safe about it, because that's a thing too.
Oh yeah, of course.
Something that kind of kept me from jumping at it. But I did that. I met him. He was super friendly. He invited me to this Facebook group. So that's full of photographers, models, people who just want to collaborate and create. So that was a really big stepping stone for me to get into it, because it opened me up to working with photographers who I could, not practice, but like
you said earlier, like collaborate.
Get experience.
Right.
Yeah, so I got lots of experience with that one group, and I felt safe with it, because not only were there all those people, but there was also this woman who keeps it safe for all the models too. It's a Facebook group as well, but she monitors the creeps, basically.
Oh, like the photographers and stuff like that.
Yes, and they're in there for sure, and I'm totally thankful that I've been able to swerve a lot of that, but you never know with people, but...
Right. No, and then also I think that you have to, like, because when people start modeling, they're modeling, like nowadays, like 15, 16.
Definitely.
So, I mean, if you're listening to this and you have a daughter, or maybe you are aspiring to be a model, you got to be careful with that. You do, because being a model, it's like an image thing. So you don't want images that you don't like, or images that are going to betray you in a way, because the internet's forever, and you just don't want to go down that route. Yeah, see, I never even thought about that.
Yeah.
Like people can do... Like they could take a picture. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a whole nother world. That's crazy. Like you could see, that's the thing too. Like I could take, I don't know, just a plain picture of me smiling. They could whip it on a naked body or something.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I listen to Joe Rogan podcast all the time, and somebody took like, I forgot, it was like 3 years worth of episodes, and took words out of all the episodes.
What is it called? Deep faking or something.
Yeah. And so they ended up, he was saying like really bizarre stuff because they took the words and stuff. So it's like
they took Barack Obama's face and put Jordan Peele, that director.
Oh yeah,
he was voicing for him, and he sounds just like him, but it looks like funny. The president's talking crap, but he's not. So
that's funny. Yeah, that's going to be the next wave. Yeah, I never even thought about that. And then they could push that out. It's
a scary world. So, that's why you honestly just gotta be careful as best as possible.
So like getting into groups and stuff like that, where there's accountability.
Yeah. And it's a community, so it's going to be similar people, but different people at the same time that you can collaborate with and try things out.
So, yeah, if you're a teenager or whatever and you're wanting to get into modeling, that would be the number one thing to do, to try to find safe.
So, because there's not a lot of agencies out here. That was a thing for me, too. I couldn't find a place where I could go and, like, start. So, it became a self-motivating type thing. I just began, I began doing photo shoots and trying different things. I guess that's how I kind of found what I'm into, which is the fitness stuff.
Yeah, and I think like you have, and I think another thing too, because you have like a whole different style.
Definitely.
Like, I mean, not just the fitness side, but on your modeling side, it's more of like I saw you had like a samurai sword or something.
Yeah, like that. I'd like to be as let's see.
Is it like dark or not?
It was kind of like a cosplay type thing. It was a street meet. It was part of that group, actually. That's how I found out about it. But it was a bunch of people, photographers, cosplayers, makeup artists, special effects people who have like cars that they like to photograph. A bunch of that stuff. People just went to this location, and we all honestly just spread apart and started doing stuff, and it was really cool.
Yeah, I saw that on Instagram. It's like ABQ Street Meet or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I saw that on there. So let me get a little bit into like some of your accomplishments. So I know I saw recently you were on stage or something like that. So what was that?
So that was called Muscle Mania. I was competing for Miss Bikini Universe, and I ended up winning my class and overall.
Oh,
so
wow.
that qualified me to go to become a pro in Miami, in which I did skip out on because it was a little soon after that first show, and it was my first show. So I wanted to see what it felt like, because
That's crazy. So like your first show, you get in there and they're like, "Hey, you want to go pro?
Yeah,
Let's go to Miami."
it was pretty.
That's wild.
It was pretty mind blowing. Yeah, it was pretty exciting. Like, you know what I mean?
But I think that right there, because you have to be like dialed in.
You're putting yourself out there big time.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to be like dialed in, especially on the fitness side, and you have people that are like judging and critiquing you hardcore. So for you, I think you should give a compliment to yourself, because for you to go out there like the very first time,
yeah,
and then knock it out of the park like that,
Yeah.
that's pretty awesome.
It's pretty awesome.
So do you have, obviously that seems to be momentum. What would be like next steps for that?
I definitely want to compete again, except in a bigger show, something.
So Jamara, what would be like your next step since you knocked out of the park on that one? What would be like, what's that next building block?
So there's different organizations, and I want to do NPC next, which is another national they do here in the United States. They do have shows here locally. So I believe there's one coming up in August, but I plan on doing one in October, which gives me a lot of time to focus up, because you definitely need that. Like we were saying before, it's that discipline. And it was tough enough. The first one, I'm not saying it wasn't a great experience, but you really got to focus. You have to be in tune to get up on the stage again to perform and hopefully win.
Well, I think it's like, and you have to pay attention to details, I would imagine too. I have friends of mine that has done bodybuilding and stuff like that, and it's like, I mean, you have to like work on certain weaknesses that you have, because not everybody, everybody's body is perfect.
They're different. So doing one thing for somebody isn't going to make you as cut, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
Different diets too. And with everybody, you got to watch like macros, I guess I'd say. Everybody has different macros that you have to follow. So mine would be different from yours. Your protein intake is different than mine. So it's like you have to definitely.
And so were you like doing like meal prepping? And
yeah, we're trying. But I did the best I could.
Besides no sweets though? Did you go without no sweets?
Yeah, no soda. Tried my hardest. Wow. I'm not going to say I was perfect the whole time. I'm not, because
I get like where I'm feeding sometimes, or if I get stressed or something.
It's very
And then
intense.
I'll do like late night Sonic run. Those are the worst.
We had a lot of those.
It's like the Oreo blizzard or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll just start craving
it's
it.
Crazy when you cut like carbs and stuff like that and sweets. The craving becomes way more like fierce. So
the thing, I've done that before. The thing that gets me is it tastes like ultra sweet. And then after you haven't had it for a while, and then you get sick.
Sorta. That's like with soda. I cut soda for a long time. Like I like Sprite 'cause it looks like water, but nah, it's still soda.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, like, I know you've been doing really well on like posting and stuff like that, and your online presence. If you were giving advice to another model, like fitness model, something like that, what advice would you give to them as far as developing their brand online?
So you do want to be consistent, because what I've noticed, of course, with social media is you want, especially in the field that I'm trying to be in, the whole modeling thing, you want to create an audience. So interaction's important, and that's where it gets a little tough, because who wants to interact all the time, or it's just hard to be going through your day and remembering to post or trying to respond in a good amount of time. But I would just say being consistent, amping yourself up, just encouraging yourself, because that's kind of what it's about. You're branding yourself, so you want to, put yourself out there and put yourself up in, I don't know, rock.
Well, I think, and also it's your attitude. You can tell when somebody's, I'm always doing that when I do a video, because I always just do videos of things that I'm learning throughout the day, But like for me, I have to make sure I'm in the right mindset before I do it, because if I'm, ticked off or something like that, it's going to come across differently.
Definitely. And I've realized that too. When I'm feeling like good about stuff, I definitely post, and I feel like I get a lot.
Join us this week for another episode of the Albuquerque Business Podcast with your host, Jason Rigby. Each week, he interviews leading local business leaders that inspire the vision and spirit in every entrepreneur, discussing strengths, weakness, strategies, systems, and the problems we can all solve together to fulfill a shared vision of a new future for Albuquerque. Listen or download this Sunday afternoon at 4 from your favorite podcasting app.
So we're back with the Albuquerque Business Podcast. Jamara, I kind of wanted to get into a little bit about like fitness models being stereotyped, gender norms. Do you get like any crazy DMs, or do you have like how does that work? Like, have you gotten people like angry at you? Or?
No anger, but I have gotten just like people DM me or DMing me, like give me a fitness, like a workout plan, or I'm like, I'm not a trainer. I mean, I'm about that life, but I'm
like
not.
They're wanting like you to like set them up a
Heck yeah.
training program or something.
Yeah,
like that.
and I mean that would be nice in the future, but I mean I don't have that going on right now.
Yeah, that's funny to me because I think a lot of people look at it and think like, oh, this person looks good. Let me ask them.
Yeah, and I mean,
must do that.
So yeah, asking for advice, I'm totally open to doing that because that's kind of why I post things. I guess I want to share what I'm doing because that's what I'm on. So people ask me too, so I'm totally open always to share and help people, especially when it comes to fitness and that stuff. Because a lot of people get insecure about stepping into that in the first place.
Right.
So
yeah, I think it's just intimidating going to the gym.
Big time, and that's the one step that a lot of people can't seem to get by, and some people do need like a coach or somebody to show them the way. And even if it's me like doing a post or something, that's cool, and I feel like that's sometimes all it takes. Because for me in the beginning, you don't want to train her right away. Sometimes you just kind of want to, I don't know. Well, yeah.
I think like going to the gym too, it's always like, you'd think that they would have it set up better where if somebody was interested in membership, maybe online or something, they could schedule a time.
Yeah.
And then there would be somebody waiting for them, to kind of maybe like a trainer or something like that to kind of introduce them. And because like when you go to like a lot of gyms, it's like a $10 an hour person, at the counter, and they're like, here's some this.
Personal trainers are sometimes expensive. And two, it's that willpower to even go. Even you may have a trainer, but you need to follow what they're kind of telling you, or you need to take yourself to the gym to meet the trainer,
And I think something like that, especially like if we get into self-discipline, what are some of the things that you do to kind of, because I know you said you like sweets and you do all these things, but then at the end of the day, you can obviously see, the results in what you do. I mean, there's a ton of hard work that you're doing.
Heck yeah. So for me, I guess discipline would start with like self-talk big time, because I guess I've come from like a lot of negativity. And so trying to change the habits was like really hard. So like mindset was a big thing, and being disciplined on my part. So that was just
like self-talk. What does that mean? Like, do you like, so let's say there's a woman out there right now and she's, the first thing we do is we get up, we're laying in bed. It's 6:30 in the morning and we grab our phones and then we lay in bed for 30 minutes. What in that time frame, what are you thinking to get motivated?
First off, so I listen to a lot of podcasts and stuff, and I've been reading a lot, and I've been just picking up little things, and that's the first thing you don't want to do in the morning is get on your phone, because you're basically being influenced by whatever you're looking at. In which, if you're waking up and you're opening up your Instagram and you see a bunch of models, you're just like, oh shoot, like I gotta maybe I should do my makeup like this today, or oh maybe I should wear this today, or oh damn I'm off and why am I not out shopping, or why am I not with my friends, like stuff like that. And it's that easy to get your mind into comparing, not even being aware of it. So just really being on top of your habits, I guess I'd say.
So the first thing you're doing is getting up, and
then so I get up super early. That's a thing. I work for UPS as well. So I wake up at like 3 a.m.
At 3?
Yes.
Holy
so I'm
smokes.
up super duper early. For me, I just wake up, get ready, go to work. That's my routine. So I'm already just up and at it. And after is kind of the tough part, because after that, you're kind of tired out. So that's whenever discipline gets hard for me. Like, that's where I got to tell myself, like, go to the gym or just get up. Don't take that nap. Go do this, because, I've just found that sitting around doesn't get things done. So
after you work, you come, because a lot of people don't realize that, like fitness models, and there's a lot of like even trainers and stuff like that, they have second jobs.
Definitely. And you don't always see that. And that's what people people don't always see that too. They just see somebody working out all the time, and then they're expecting all this content from you, or you doing this and that. Right. And that's just not how it works.
You're not just like sitting around on your phone.
Yes, no, not at all.
Posting on Instagram all day long.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of what it looks like in a sense. You just see somebody posting all the time. You're like, well, life looks awesome for them. They're not at work. They're not doing something.
Right. So, like, when you get home from work, obviously you're tired. What are kind of some of the, like, your self-talk with that? Do you just tell yourself, I'm going to the gym?
So it just depends on that day. Like, if it's super busy, if I have stuff to do, then I have to jump right into it. I got to be like, let's go. Like, we have stuff to do. If I miss out on this, I probably won't get this chance again. Or, like, if I miss out on this, am I disappointing, like, somebody? Or, like, did I make a promise that I'm not keeping? Like,
right.
So that stuff motivates me. I don't want to be about something I don't want to say something and not be about it. And then with the whole gym thing, like, obviously I enjoy it. So it's not even a task for me at that point. But
so, like, so you actually was there ever a time where you didn't enjoy going to the gym?
No, I love going to the gym. It's just my thing, like, from the beginning, because I used to be super skinny. So, having some curves was a big thing for me. Like, what I looked like mattered to me, if that makes any sense.
Right. No, I think it's important because I think a lot of people, especially women, they judge themselves so extensively off of the outside.
Big time.
And I always tell people, the outside's just a suit that you're wearing.
Yeah, it is.
It's not the real you. But it also is an indication of how you treat yourself.
Yeah.
If you have a bad mind, you're going to have a bad body.
You show it. It definitely emanates outwards.
Right, yeah. Exactly. And so I think so going to the gym is actually kind of like, you've turned it into like your outlet.
Yeah.
Is it like a stress reliever? Is it like...
It's fun. It's a stress reliever. Sometimes it's me going in, like, going hard and just focused. Like, it is a job, but it's, for the most part, it's just fun for me. It's just, I like it. I love it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, it takes, because I think I posted this or I'm going to post it today, but it takes like 90 days. Everybody says it takes 21 days to make a habit, but actually they've come back and said to ingrain, it takes 90 days.
Yeah, that's mind blowing, but it does. And I'm trying to build better habits too. And I'm like 90 days, man. But Jesus, like.
do you go to the gym? How many days a week?
Say 4+, maybe even
4+.
Yeah,
5. Yeah.
You
don't go like 6 or 7 days.
Yeah. No. Yeah, rest days are definitely important.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think that they have to make that commitment.
I felt that way too in the beginning. I really did, because I was that excited. I was so excited. I was going every day. I was working legs every day, and until you start to develop or read up on stuff and get experience from every little place, it's not the way to go. And then, like you said, like Joe Rogan and stuff, like listening to all that other stuff. I've just heard a lot of information. There's so many sides to it. You can either be in the gym 6 days a week, or you don't even have to, and you can still be ripped. So it's like...
Right. Yeah, no, I think a lot of people, to be consistent, like you said earlier.
Yeah.
So if you can go 3 times a week, be consistent going 3 times a week, and do that for 90 days. You know what I mean?
It's the consistency.
Right. People set themselves up for failure all the time.
That's what I'm saying.
They're so tough on themselves.
Yeah.
They get to the point to where, it's like, I'm going to, make 100,000, in a month,
And if you don't see it right away, you feel like you failed.
Yes. Yeah. We have like a drive through. I need it in 30 seconds or less.
Yeah. And it all correlates. It's almost with the social media thing. It's just like, it's all quick, and we're not satisfied as like you're looking for quick fix almost with everything.
Yeah. I did this and I posted on my story.
Why am I not?
Thousands of people.
Yeah. That's definitely it.
Yeah, it takes time. I talked to somebody the other day, and they said it took 4 years of posting.
Yeah,
it was 4 years. They've been 4 years on Instagram, and then finally it clicked, and they have a ton of.
And that's how I see it. Like, I just got to keep hustling. I keep doing my thing, keep following what I want to do, and I feel like eventually, like something will explode. Right. Just like with music or anything else, like you just gotta let your work speak for itself, and then eventually people will see.
Now, like on Instagram and stuff like that, because that seems to be kind of like the major platform now. Is there like a certain niche that you're trying to, like a subgenre within the fitness or within your modeling? Or are you kind of like saying, yeah, I'm going to do modeling, but I'm going to go more into fitness side of things? Or?
I honestly want to do everything. Like I want to do, I literally do. But I mean, I've gotten a lot of that too. Like people say you should probably stick to one thing, like build an audience.
Right.
And I feel like that's definitely important, especially with marketing and stuff. You need an audience, and that makes it easier for you to target people and to like have a following. So I'm like, I think it's more so fitness, of course.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, like especially like because I've had several different people. I was just talking to a lady that's in Scottsdale, and she's a Vogue model, and she was asking me digital marketing stuff, and I was telling her, I was like, you're trying to be too generic. Like you're using like like hashtags like.
Yeah.
Model photography, hashtags, Canon model, like Canon camera.
The stuff you see all over the place in that.
Yeah, and so, you need to, like, especially nowadays, you have to get into, like, a super niche, like a subgenre of what You know, because I found out, I was asking her and found out that she was Filipino. So then I'm like, what you need to do is, you know, like hashtag Filipino model, hashtag, you know, you got to get really specific like that because, and next thing you know, she started ranking high on those hashtags. And then she turned around, you know, and like a couple of her posts, she did like, and then I said, you know, okay, now let's go like urban Filipino. So we're going to wear the Timberland boots. We're going to put the camo on. We're going to do that, you know. So then she started using those hashtags. And then next thing you know, it was like, you know, triple the likes. So,
and that's easy to do. Like,
yeah, but I mean, it's like people want to stay like, I was in the Marine Corps. So this is a horrible analogy, but it's like a sniper shot compared to just shooting a shotgun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a shotgun will just blast and it'll hit. But a sniper shot's real specific.
Heck yeah.
And digital marketing works really good, especially organic reach like that when it's, and I think on your end, it's like whether you want to be, you know, like fitness model or whether you want to be, you know, on the modeling side, I think it kind of all ties in to your brand, you know, and what specifically. Yeah. Because you can see on Insights who's mainly looking at your stuff. And then,
definitely.
So, I mean, you can kind of know whether it's, you know, guys mainly or it's other women or whether it's millennials or, you know, because I think a lot of people don't do that. They just kind of do their thing. They don't look at the insights and say, here's who my, like you said earlier, here's who my target audience is. Yeah. And so how can I market to them?
And to what I've learned, it's like storytelling, like being a, like you guys were talking about earlier, like being a salesman, it's about creating a story to put that person in that place in order to achieve like the end goal, which is selling whatever it is. But even on social media, like telling stories with your photos, I'm finding that a little challenging because sometimes I'm like, what caption could I possibly put under this picture without being generic, you know? So that's it's a key.
Well, I think, and a lot of people too, like they've done huge studies on hashtags. Yeah. And not a lot of people, if you're out there, they've tried 30 because it's 30 max.
30.
You know, they've tried 30, they've tried 5, they've tried 10, and it seems to be 14 is the magic number.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm keeping that in mind.
So you got to try it.
Yes, I will, because honestly.
Do 14, and then some people do like spaces and then put them all on the bottom.
Yeah.
You know? Or some people go back and they make a comment.
I heard that doesn't work.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never. Like,
I read a little bit on something, and like it's like if you do it in the comments, it'll treat it as spam or something. Yeah, sometimes.
That could. Well, that would make sense to me because anybody could comment.
Yeah.
And did throw a bunch of hashtags.
I've read a whole
have you tried like editing and then put the hashtags in?
No, but I need to, because I read that that's kind of a good deal. You actually make 6 clusters of hashtags that relate to whatever you're doing. Right. And you post them every so often so that the algorithm doesn't consider you like spam.
Right.
Or
exactly,
as something repetitive.
Because I've looked on when people use a certain hashtag and it's real specific and you have like, you know, maybe 200,000.
Yes, that's
you know, like on the hashtag. Yeah. Then you can rank pretty, you know, up there pretty good, especially in the fashion or, you know, fitness part.
And two, the whole thing with following hashtags, I think that's a cool tool to Instagram because, like you said, if it only has like 200 or 2,000, what is it?
You know, pics on there or
posts
or whatever.
You're more likely to be seen. So I actually read that if you're using all the generic ones, you're going to be you're just one person in a billion things.
Yeah. You use like photo shoot or
just
fitness,
one
like
of
fitness model. That's probably
one of billions.
Yeah. It's funny if you really want to see that is go and then search for that hashtag and then just keep refreshing. Yeah. And then try to find the picture that you saw.
You won't see yours.
Yeah, it's way down there.
I found that out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. So one thing that I think a lot of people don't understand, especially with you, is, and we're going to get into some supplements that you have, but that you're getting into. A lot of people don't tag a company that they want to work for. You know, and so that's interesting, you know, because that company is looking at their hashtag all the time. So if you want to be, you know, that's why I tell people another quick thing to do is and I tell people this, and I hope I'm helping. If you want to, you know, work for a certain company, especially like photo shoots and stuff like that, and if it's a small company, literally for like $1 or $2 a day, you can make an ad of you and then just go to employees of that company. Oh. So if they have 50 employees for like $1 a day, you can sit there and hammer those employees at that company, wherever it's at. You know, like for instance, I've done politicians and stuff like that. So I've hammered people that's worked at TV shows, like whether it's in CNN or Fox News or whatever, because I know there's only about 30 people that work at that, you know, for, you know, a newscaster. Yeah. You know, their assistants and stuff like that. So you can literally target ads just to those people. That's awesome. And it's so cheap. You know, and so I encourage people
there's little cool tips
out like there. To be real creative, you know, you have to, but everybody just want, you know, like you don't have to spend a lot of money on ads.
And buy freaking... Yeah, buy followers or
don't ever do any of that stuff.
promotions and yada yada. Sometimes, but like no.
No, if you have good targeting and you're targeting specifically, like the promotions on Instagram, those can work. But literally for 8, 9, 6 cents, you can, because it's all about frequency,
Yeah.
Like people seeing you over and over again. So let's get in. So you're getting in with the supplement company or something?
Yeah. So I'm actually sponsored by NutriShop.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that was a really big win. But they supplemented my stuff for my training leading up to my competition and even now. So that was a really big blessing, actually.
So like somebody could DM you or something like that, and then you'll get like a discount code or
definitely.
You can like show them that direction if they want supplements. Well, that's cool. Yeah, because I know that's kind of one of the things, especially with the fitness model, is to do the supplement side of things.
Heck yeah.
Do you take supplements?
I sure do.
Oh, cool.
I love my pre-workout, my BCAAs, of course, for recovery, protein. Those are mostly it. And of course, there's a couple other that I'm going to probably start using for my next show.
Right.
Something just to lean you out a little better, but nothing crazy.
Yeah, I love pre-workout.
I do too. We're always looking for the new best one.
Yeah, exactly.
The one that's going to get you all
I always
shaky
go
and
on
itchy.
Amazon and look.
Oh, yeah?
And then I'm like, okay, like the most recent or whatever, and then I look.
Well,
so
NutriShop, of course, I was with NutriShop even before they started sponsoring me, but they have awesome pre-workouts. Their names are so awesome. Jigsaw, like,
oh, that's crazy,
insane stuff. Yeah,
it's like horror movie stuff. Do they have one that is like more for like if you're not working out but you're like in the office and you want to focus and concentrate? That would be like something. Because I've always thought I'm going to make one, and I'm going to make it like a gold lid, because you can make supplements. They have supplement companies everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, how much? You may not be working out, but if you want like a little bit of an edge, because everybody's drinking energy drinks, but you can literally take pre-workout, just a little bit of it, and pour it in your water.
So like lately, I'm not a huge fan of energy drinks, honestly. There's a lot of stuff in those things, but I have
one right now, a yerba mate.
I have never tried those, but I have been drinking these C4 energy drinks. Those are pretty awesome, and
I haven't tried one.
They're pretty awesome.
They're like jack you up.
No, they're for pre-workout and just to like drink for energy, honestly. And I feel good, like you feel it, but you're not all crazy like with pre-workout.
Right.
And it has like 0 calories, 0 sugar, so it's not all loaded with this garbage.
Yeah, this one is like a tea.
That's a tea. Okay.
Yeah, it's like yerba mate. It's all supposed to be all natural. I don't know, but
as long as it's not a monster.
I love this yerba mate tea. It's like it doesn't give you the jitteries like coffee, and then it gives you euphoria of like chocolate.
Wow.
So you have like this really, really cool. Like I don't know, it's hard. It's like a really clean.
Yeah, coffee's never really done anything for me.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
That's crazy. Yeah, some people can't. Like I always make. I just got in a habit.
Yeah.
Where I'm always like making
coffee or tea.
Yeah, at night or in the morning or whatever. So you're getting up at 3:00 in the morning. So do you go to the gym? You go to the gym after your work?
Yeah, or lately it has been later in the day. So later in the day, like 6:00.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that's
a
like
little later. Because let me tell you, I'm doing that modeling ever so often. And then I'm also doing schooling online. So I just have like stuff lined up.
You have your pretty much your days like all scheduled out.
For the most part.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So let me get into real quick because we're almost done, as far as like, because I think the discipline part is a huge component to what you're doing. And I know you said you love working out, but how do you discipline yourself like for photo shoots and stuff like that?
So I guess it's me thinking about the end result. So
that's good, yeah.
Basically, if I'm getting ready for a photo shoot and I'm tired, or I don't want to be tired, I'm gonna nap before then. So I'm like, you have to nap now, or else you're gonna have bags in your shoe, and you're not gonna like any of these photographs. Or I'm not gonna be as personable to be able to network the way I'd like to, and leave that shoot having developed a relationship, whether it be with like a model in the future or like a photographer in the future, like working with them more. So I'm kind of like,
it's more than just a photo shoot.
Definitely. Because it's not only just like an image for me. It's just like, it's me getting experience. It's me like practicing, I guess, image, like what I look like or what I want to look like. Do I want to publish it somewhere or send it. You know, what am I trying to convey here? And
Yeah,
so,
no, and so you like, but I like that. I think a lot of people are not self-aware enough or don't take the time to look at the end in mind.
yeah, I've actually, I read about it somewhere. It's about you have to remember why you started,
Right.
basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Did you say that in your, I believe you said that, honest to God, today or something.
Yeah, I think like a couple days ago, I had a video where I was talking about that. But yeah, that's the whole thing. It's like if you don't take the time to be self-aware enough and look back and say, that's what gives you your passion.
Definitely.
So people that aren't, especially in sales, it's really important because you have to get that when you get discouraged or maybe the month's not going well, or if you're, I have a lot of business owners that listen to this, maybe I just met with one yesterday and he's like, I can't even hardly make my payroll. I have all these 20 something employees and the month has been so bad, I've got, and he was stressing out and I'm like, that's what we did. I'm like, why did you start this business?
Yeah.
And then go back to it. And then he's like, that's awesome, and then it kind of motivated me.
And that's the discipline right there, basically. If you can reset your mind, because of course we're going through the day and we're gonna keep hitting these negative things. We have to bounce back, basically, and that's the difference between the people who are getting stuff done and the people that aren't. It's always gonna be tough. So are you gonna quit or are you gonna keep on going?
Right.
And if you're either gonna reach it, or you might reach your goal in some other way. You just got to keep on.
Isn't it funny, I just thought of this. Isn't it funny, two different paths that you could have taken?
Yeah.
Just by your negative thoughts?
Yeah.
Like you could have just been, are you naturally just inclined to be real skinny? Like scrawny? Or, if you did no working out, or what would you?
Yeah, I would be super noodly, skinny.
Yeah. So could you imagine that if you just always gave into your negative thoughts, the path you would have taken?
And I'd be even more unhappy. It's just nothing. Basically the way I think of it is, if I can't do it for myself, then nothing's ever going to be done of it. Or if I can't, if I'm not doing, nobody else is going to do it for me. Right. So I need to get on it. I need to.
And I think there's a lot of women out there that I was talking to a lady the other day, and she was just going through a breakup, divorce, and all that stuff. And there's nothing better that you can do as a woman. I'm telling you this. Nothing better that you can do as a woman, especially if you're going through a great breakup, is to go into the gym.
Most definitely.
Because you will feel amazing afterwards.
Yeah, because if that's what I did, shoot. I went 10 times harder, and I felt amazing. And here I am. I'm super happy. I'm with my boyfriend now, and it's great. I feel great. That's what you got to do. When you hit rock bottom, you got to bring yourself back up, because nobody else is. Honestly, you gotta do your thing. You gotta.
Yeah, it's empowering and not playing the victim mentality.
Yeah.
Because we can get our identity can get so wrapped up, especially and that's something that I've seen with, as guys, we're whatever, we don't really care. But, women will get their identity wrapped up into their relationship or their children or something. And then all of a sudden they look at themselves in the mirror and they're like,
and it's different because
like me.
It's when you're single, you want to get all ready and jazzed up, and then you're not anymore. You're just he accepts me. I'm beautiful. I don't have to.
But it's more than, but that's what they go to. They go to
yeah, that's
he accepts me, and then they're building themselves off of that. But do they really accept themselves?
Yeah, and that's a big thing too. It's an individual. It starts from the inside out. You gotta love yourself first, or else whatever you're going through before, whatever happening inside, it's like you said, it's going to correlate out. Your significant other is going to.
Whenever, you basically, won first place right off the bat, went to your first show, having to go out there but how did you feel after the show?
I felt awesome. I felt on top of the world. To win, it's big. I haven't won anything in a while, so it's that was exactly, a big. Yeah.
So I think at the end of the day, that's something that find something that you can get a win in and go to the gym. It will change your perspective.
Yeah, and that's a win in itself. Honestly, I feel every little thing I do is sort of a win, as long as I'm progressing. As long as I'm doing better as last year, then I feel good. Or you know what I mean? Progressing in some sort of way. That's
it's compound interest. It just takes forever. But a lot of people don't like how slow it goes. And I went to the gym 3 times. I don't have abs. Yeah,
that's just life. Honestly, it takes time. Stuff takes time. You just got to be on it. That's the only way.
But I think having that feeling when you come out of the gym, everybody knows what that feels like.
Yeah, you feel accomplished.
Right, and it will help your business. It's going to help if you're an entrepreneur and you need energy. It'll give you more energy afterwards.
Yep.
You're going to sleep better at night.
Yep. You're going to eat more. You're going to eat better.
Yeah. You'll try to eat clean because you don't want to waste the time you're in at the gym.
Yeah, big time.
So I think at the end, I think we're almost at an hour, and I got to put some commercials in here. So I think we're going to be done.
Awesome.
If that's cool with you,
Yeah,
I'd
it's
really
definitely.
appreciate. Can you tell everybody your Instagram again?
So it's Jamara.Sadee, Sadee. My other one is Mara_G1.
And they should follow you for fitness.
Yeah, for
and you
fitness.
put like videos of you working out and stuff like
Heck
that.
yeah.
So
Yes. And then, I promote a lot of stuff. So that's also cool. So if you want to, be put on to some cool stuff, I got you.
yeah, no, that would be cool. And then if you guys want a discount on some supplements,
Yes.
DM her and be more than happy to do that. Well, thank you guys for coming in. I
Thank you
appreciate it.
so much for having me.
I want to thank our sponsors, 99.9 The Beat FM and also Duke City Marketing. And please go to our website. It's www.abqpodcast.com. That's www.abqpodcast.com. This is on Spotify. It's iTunes. Please leave a review. That always helps us rank higher here, especially for the podcast in Albuquerque. And we love you guys and hope that you have a wonderful day.
Thank you for joining us on the Albuquerque Business Podcast. And thank you to our sponsor, DukeCityMarketing.com. Please go to abqpodcast.com where you can get show notes, resources, and links to everything we talked about today to help you navigate your journey as an entrepreneur and business owner in Albuquerque.